Hi guys, Duncan here again. So, to get started, we're going to need a few things. Basically, I'll go through this list now and just explain a little bit about how you can grab these details. You may not have all of these things. For example, you might hopefully you've got Google Analytics set up. Google Analytics is this. Just type in Google Analytics into Google. Now, if you don't have this set up, we can have it set up for you. But if you do have it set up, it's really important that we get access to it instead of setting it up again, because what we won't have is we won't have all the historical data that we can use to help make decisions about things like how to get more conversions, or we can find out if your website's sort of leaking traffic in some way. For example, let's just take a look at this as an example, an online store. So we can see things like where the traffic's coming from. Is it organic traffic? Is it paid traffic? You can see here the organic traffic's in orange and the paid traffic's in green. So you can sort of see over time how the traffic's going. For e-commerce sites, we can do things like look at the shopping behavior, look at whether people have left the shopping cart halfway through the process, things like that. There's just so much information that we can get from Google Analytics for SEO and to help you out in other areas. Often we can get some really quick wins in this department. I'm not going to go into great detail about Google Analytics, but if you do have a Google Analytics account and you're able to log in, you can go to admin, and then you should be able to see users. Hang on a second, we just jump into admin, user management, and then add a user. You can add Duncan at wegrowweb.com.au. Alright, and that'll just give me access. Now, you can give read and analyze or edit. Edit is ideal. You don't need to make manage users. That's sort of the levels of access, but edit's good access to have. And just click notify by email and add. I've already been added to this account, but I guess just while we're here, it wouldn't hurt to look at the kind of traffic that we're getting for some of our clients. So there's pretty steady traffic here. Let's go back a ways. So see how things sort of start out, and as they go, they just increase. And that's traffic. That's up to that's around 276 visitors a day there. So anyway, so analytics really important. Let's start at the start. So any old or other domains that you might have access to. For example, you might have moved your website from, you might have had a website redesign, or you might have changed domains. Now, often when you do that, if it's not done properly, you can lose a lot of SEO power. Like, for example, you might have a lot of links pointing to one of your old domains or to old pages on an old website that don't exist anymore. They all need to be redirected to the corresponding page on the new site. So things like that. I mean, if you've got a whole bunch of domains sitting there, we can often potentially use them as part of your strategy to help you rank. So just keep in mind, if there's anything like that, if you've had a redesign, or if you've had if you've moved to a different domain, or if you've had the site for a long time, it's good just to look back over that and see if there's anything there that might help us on our path to success. So access to website content management system. Now in this case, I mean, you could be on, you may not even have a content management system. In that case, we would need access to FTP. FTP is just a file transfer protocol. These are all FTP credentials, so it's usually a username and a password. If you don't have that, then what the next step is to get access to the hosting account itself. So you've sort of got a few components to your website. You've got your domain management system. You might have bought that from like Crazy Domains or GoDaddy or something like that, which is this part here. And then you've got your hosting, which is where the actual site is stored on a server somewhere. Once we've got access to the hosting, we can pretty much set up access to FTP. May not be able to get into a content management system, but let's just say, for example, you're using a content management system, you might be using WordPress. So that would just be a matter of, if you already know how to log in to your WordPress site, then that's what we're asking for, is this the WP admin. That's just going to take me straight to my dashboard, but if I was to log out, I would need to actually log in to get into the dashboard. You see, so where we can make changes like doing title tags and adding content or blogs or internal links or all kinds of good SEO stuff. So this would be the login details. So username and a password is what we're looking for there. Now with hosting, it could be something like cPanel. So you might be searching your email address for something like your website address plus cPanel. So if you jump into something like maybe you've got a Gmail account or an Outlook account and you want to find the login details, often it's been sent to you a long, long time ago, or, God forbid, it's with another web developer that maybe you're not in contact with anymore, or maybe you are. So the first step is to ask them, and they should be able to provide you with those details. But if you search your email address or addresses, if you've got lots of them, for something like cPanel, should have a whole bunch. Well, I do because I've got lots of cPanel accounts and stuff. But you might have something that might come up. See, and then from there you should have the login details there. If you've got access to your host in any way, it shouldn't be too hard to find those login details. So there's a couple of really important things. Google Analytics, the domain. The domain may or may not be important, just depending on whether or not you're happy with your hosting. We often offer free hosting sort of for a year, so we often move clients over to our hosting, but it just depends on how things are set up. So there's sort of covered these. Google Webmaster Tools, we can set that up for you, but if you already do have an account, you can add us in a similar way that you do with Google Analytics. We won't worry too much about that at the moment. Social media accounts. If you've got social media accounts, let us know. We'd love to have a look at them and see what you're doing. It helps us to get to know the voice of your brand, what your, the kind of followers that you have, what kind of stuff you're posting to social media, all that kind of stuff. Google Plus can be really important for local SEO. So if you don't have a Google Plus account, it's highly likely that we'll set one up for you. If you do have one, we will optimize it for you. So we're going to need access to that as well. And Google Plus, just for those who aren't aware, Google Plus is a massive part of local SEO. So if you're not listed on Google Plus, just try typing in something like Google Plus for Business, and you can create a page. We can create one for you, but it's a really critical thing. You've got if you're a store, then and you've got a physical location, that Google will send out a postcard to you, and you need to verify that location. Otherwise, if you're a service area, they'll also send out a postcard, but it'll be, they need to verify where you are, but you will be covering a service area, so you'll lay that service area out on a map. And if you're a brand, if you're nationwide, then you might have multiple locations. Okay, we're going to need to know that and have access to that too. So that's Google+. Pinterest. My partner's actually got a great Pinterest strategy at the moment. She's getting about 200 or 300 people to per day from Pinterest to a few different websites. Now, so that sort of covers the login information and stuff like that. Now we move on to the company information or your organization. Go through these and just try and give us like as detailed an answer as possible. If it applies to you, if it doesn't apply to you, if you don't understand it, for example, CPA or other marketing channels, just ignore it. Don't worry about it, and we can fill you in on some of that stuff later if it's important. But some of these questions might be really relevant to you, and some of them might not be. Try to answer the ones that are relevant, and just forget about the ones that are not. So to start, just click here. And you'll also be able to download a file. We'll have a file just here, which you'll be able to download, and that'll have some workbooks in it with information to fill out. Okay? And you just have some questions here. If you get stuck halfway through and you want to save this information, or if you want to keep coming back to it and adding more information, you can do so just by clicking the Save Quiz button. That makes it really good, because over time you're going to be able to give us more information. The more information you can give us, the better job we can do at helping you. Okay? So I think that about covers this, or at least it gives you a bit of a starter. So I'll leave it there, and I'll see you soon.